How did a hay-scooping, chicken-hugging, river-swimming girl go from hating the gym to frolicking in multiple times a week? Well, to understand why she even hated it so much in the first place, we're gonna have to rewind in time. As a child, she actually loved jumping about, running, tiptoeing, gliding, climbing. It was only when she became a teenage girl that she realized the world wanted her to look a certain way. And the only way to get there was rationed almonds, bananas, egg whites, and well, a whole lot of jumping. But no matter how hard she jumped and how empty her stomach growled, she realized she would never look that way. So why bother hating yourself for what you're not than loving yourself for who you are? From that day on, she swore never to diet or jump around in short shorts ever again. She was going to love herself. What she didn't realize though was loving herself might include a little bit of jumping. As she got older and worked in front of a desk all day, she felt her body get sore and shoulders ache. Out of desperation, she decided to try running. Lo and behold, one day she heard something that would change her life forever.
Research shows that women's muscles begin to atrophy when they reach 30, aka shrink, which means if you don't use them, you lose them. Muscle in the bone is like money in the bank. That's why weightlifting is so important for women too. After all, the biggest injury-related deaths in senior folks is falling, and most of them don't have enough muscle to get back up. That summer of sailing already put in perspective how weak I was. I did not have enough muscle to pull down the mast. I'm gonna have to practice that one a few more times after I hit the gym. So I decided for the first time ever to sign up for a gym membership. Starting out was not easy though.
Okay, wish me luck, please. I'm scared.
Gyms riddled me with anxiety and fear. So I decided to start with baby steps. What was the least scary, most appealing thing I could do there? Yoga classes.
You feel the difference? Yeah, it's huge. Nose farther forward, engage the abdomen. 4, 3,
And then I progressed onto Zumba classes, tried the weightlifting class, which was filled with housewives, arguably a lot less scary than the equipment room upstairs with all the muscular, stern-looking men. But some days after class, I would walk myself up to the equipment room and hop on a bike for 5 minutes just to get used to being in that space. Gradually, my anxiety started to subside as my lizard brain realized that none of the people there were going to bite me. I found some simple lower body exercises that I could repeat every time I went in that used minimal equipment. If there was a machine I wanted to use, I would always ask the gym attendant to do a little demo for me. But the thing was, I wasn't really progressing. I literally couldn't even keep track of counting my reps. I was just doing things until I got really tired. And I spent so much time swiping for suitable workouts that by the time I was done, I had no brain cells left to do them. But hey, at least I was getting over my fear of being in the gym. When summer rolled around and I started traveling again, working out was long forgotten. Well, not that long, because my neck, my shoulders, my back all started hurting again. My sleep would get worse, I would become more irritable and just feel energetically constipated. I needed a movement routine I could stick to no matter where I was in the world. I'd seen some of my friends and favorite YouTubers use this one-on-one personal training service that runs through an app called Trainwell. You get scheduled custom workouts tailored specifically to your goals, helping people build healthy long-term relationships with exercise. So I decided to go on their website, fill out the quiz of my goals, what I was looking for in a personal trainer, and lo and behold, I got paired with my very first personal trainer, Jill. Jill was super sweet and encouraging right from the very start, taking notes on my questions, concerns, and areas I wanted to focus on. We decided to start small with 2 15-minute sessions in the gym per week. Doing something like a little bit easier than your ego thinks you can handle is low-key such a smart psychological trick, because even when you feel so tired and lazy, you're like, oh, it's only 15 minutes twice a week. I gotta show up.
Up next is 30 seconds of dumbbell bench.
The
Right
entire
side.
workout was actually guided by Jill's voice, so I did not need to count any reps. And since I was alone, I could listen to any music or podcast I wanted to. If I didn't like a certain move, I could always go in to replace it with something that exercises the same muscles. And before I knew it, the workout would be over. So not only was it way more affordable than hiring an in-person trainer, I still got to have my solo alone time. There was complete flexibility on where, when, how I worked out. Plus, if I ever had any questions, needed help with form or nutrition, I would just send her a video or text message and she would help me correct my posture, send a recipe, or just give me some encouraging motivation, probably would have given up if I were doing it on my own. Even if you're a tiny bit curious about working with a personal trainer, I would highly recommend you use this opportunity to fill out the quiz and get this 14-day free trial with this link below. You will not regret it, trust me. The biggest shift that I felt immediately after signing up was the shift in my identity. I immediately internalized this new identity of being an active person. My choices just naturally started aligning to what I perceived a healthy person would do. So instead of taking the subway for an extra transfer, I would just walk to the next stop. Rather than skipping breakfast, I would make sure that I eat something protein rich and savory every morning. The best part was I was no longer focused on how I looked, but how I felt, and I felt extremely legit. I would walk out feeling so pumped up, so cocky, looking the exact same, but just feeling so confident. Yeah, I just lifted heavy things. I can do anything now. I was basically romanticizing working out. In fact, I was essentially rebranding my relationship with exercise. For a lot of young women, our perception of exercise is very tangled up in consumerism, diet culture, negative body image, which is like a huge reason why I essentially like stopped exercising throughout all of university and early adulthood. But what I think we actually need is just a rebrand, remarket. So for me, instead of calling it exercise, I started calling it movement and asking myself, how can I move more, or what's my ideal movement routine? Or you can even use the Chinese word play, var. So basically, whenever you like go hang out with your friends, go travel, or do anything fun, you use the verb play, like, oh, I'm gonna go play now, which I think is a really cute way of thinking, how can I play more? How can I get up and be on my 2 feet instead of being more sedentary? So with this new mindset shift, I started looking for more opportunities to move my body. Joining my mom in on her pickleball craze, looking for any opportunity to move around, have fun, and bond with people.
我输了，你太厉害了。
I would literally observe what type of hobbies my friends were into and just ask if I could join them, or try to rally other friends to get on board. Like, we only have so much time in a week, all of us work, so why not put our hangout time and our movement time together? Not only do we get to catch up, we're also making new memories, releasing serotonin, encouraging each other to live healthier, more active lives. To be honest, that is like ultimate productivity goals. Plus, it just makes it so easy to show up because you're gonna hang out with your friends anyway. The only time I've gone for a run this year is literally because I wanted to catch up with a friend who wanted to go for a run. A few months into this journey, and although the physical changes in my body are not very evident, I feel so much stronger. Like, this one route I could not do for the life of me. I know it looks so easy on screen, but I swear the foothold is actually really sloped downward, so it requires a lot of strength to even like straighten that leg up. I came back 2 weeks later, which is what, 4 20-minute workout sessions. I could literally do it so easily, guys. I felt so strong. It was actually really cool. And also having this like very social, active hobby, exercise no longer feels like a chore or competition. Like, even some days when I go in and I'm like, oh, I don't feel as strong and good of a climber as like, I don't know, the week before, I tell myself like the point is not to be good at anything. I'm out of the house, I'm not sitting in a chair in front of a computer, and that in itself is a win. Plus, I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm climbing walls, which is like very spidey senses of me. So I cannot recommend enough just picking a hobby, especially something that you're bad at, and just going out and having fun with it. And if you can't find a group or workshop for the activity you want to do, then start it. I've recently been collaborating with local artists in New York City to run these workshops for things that honestly I'm just genuinely interested in. Qigong workshop, new moon, yoga and breath work, all through the Friendly Bureaus. So please come and check it out, say hello, and thank you to everyone who's already showed up and said hi. Of course, there are gonna be days where you just don't want to get out of the house, you just don't want to get up, you don't want to do it. So here are 3 things that really help me. Number 1 is a costume change. Literally pretend you are in a musical theater and it's time for the next scene. Just focusing on like the very next step I have to do, tie my shoe, fill up my water bottle, really helps to start building the momentum to even getting myself down there. And then once I'm actually in the gym, doing the stuff doesn't feel that hard. Number 2 is going first thing in the morning. This method is called eating the frog, I believe. Doing the hardest thing first gets my my day started on a good foot because I always leave feeling like really cocky and full of myself. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Me lifting 10 pounds. Of course, this feeling can happen any time of the day. If I wake up super duper late one day because I slept late the night before, I will do my workout even if it's like noon, and it kind of helps put myself back on a good footing with myself. For number 3, of course, there are days where you're actually just genuinely really tired or like overexhausted. Instead of skipping your workout altogether, I would highly recommend you find an easier alternative. I usually get really tired like the days before my period, and during this time, Jill will set really chill workouts for me that I can do at home while like watching the TV. And this applies to times when I'm traveling as well. Instead of abandoning movement altogether like I would in the past, having these easy, accessible workouts I can do anywhere really keeps my body feeling so much better.
Fast forward to today.
Currently, this many days into my movement routine, my twice weekly workout sessions of 15 minutes have gradually grown to 25. We've cycled through a bunch of different workouts, so now I know which ones I really like and want to keep doing, and which ones I just like honestly would rather never do ever again. And I know how to activate both my glutes now. Shocking. We just had our New Year's call discussing what direction I want to head into for 2025. Definitely want to keep going to the gym twice a week. I want to start moving towards maybe even 3 times, but the third being optional. So she's gonna design an extra weight training day, but keep it in the extras folder. Within the gym, I want to start learning how to use all the big girl machines. That's right, the bench, squat, press things. Honestly, if I can get some muscle definition, that would be pretty cool too. Which means we're gonna be increasing our weights and then also adding in a bit of cardio as well. I already told her I hate doing any type of jumping workouts, so we've agreed to do running on the treadmill, since I think it's like a pretty useful skill to have if you ever have to like run away from anyone or anything. I'm gonna start every workout with 5 minutes of running and then like gradually build up to 10, 15, 20, like I don't know man, maybe by the end of the year I can like run for an hour or something crazy. I don't really want to run for an hour, but wouldn't it be cool if I could? Aside from the weight training play that I get to do, I'm going to also incorporate 1 to 2 sessions of yoga because I really like yoga. It's very fun and functional and I get to stretch, helps my neck the most. For my social movement day, I'm gonna go climbing at least once a week. Of course, the schedule is like really flexible and I can always like switch things around, but the goal is to keep my body in motion daily and get stronger, be sitting down less, on my phone less, so I can be in a really healthy physical, mental, and emotional state to achieve all of our collective dreams, aka a community farm. Yes, it's going to happen. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to me ramble and rant. I hope you enjoyed this video, and before you leave, please leave me a little message that I can read about what you want to do for the next year. Make sure you follow Friendly Bureau if you want to see upcoming 2025 events, and of course, check out Trainwell. 10 out of 10 recommend signing up for the free trial. Wishing you all a prosperous year of the snake, full of abundance, where all your dreams come true. I love you.